I never imagined that a simple tea would make me revisit so many things about my own body. It wasn't a doctor, or a flashy ad, or any of those over-promised miracles you see everywhere. It happened almost by accident. One of those quiet mornings when you wake up with a heaviness you can't fully name. A discomfort in your belly. A slow, dragging feeling from the inside out. That persistent sense that something just isn't flowing the way it should. I looked at myself in the mirror and saw more than bloating. I saw weariness. A kind of invisible overload building up day after day without warning. It was in this state, tired, searching for a breath of relief, that I stumbled across Lulutox. Not through a recommendation, not through trends, but through pure curiosity. The video was simple. A calm-looking tea, promising a gentle way to help the body reset. I hesitated. I had tried so many things, so many solutions that begin with hope and end in disappointment. But something felt different. Maybe it was the quiet tone of the product, or maybe it was just my own desire to feel lighter again. Something made me click. And I decided to try. Not out of expectation, but out of emotional need. When the package arrived, I remember taking a deep breath before opening it, as if I was about to start a small ritual. Inside were the tea sachets, no fancy extras, no dramatic claims, just a quiet invitation to slow down. That first night, I prepared the tea with almost childlike care. The hot water released a soft herbal aroma, hints of fresh leaves, a touch of earthiness, a scent that reminded me of rainy afternoons. It brought an immediate sense of calm. I sat down, wrapped both hands around the warm cup, and let the heat settle gently into my skin. With the first sip, I felt my body softening, as if it had finally found a rest it had been craving for far too long. Over the next days, there was no magic, but there was something far more valuable: subtlety. The first change came from within, a quieter digestion, less of that constant swollen feeling. Then came a small reduction in morning bloating. My waist felt less compressed, my breathing a little lighter. Everything happened slowly, quietly, realistically. No dramatic before and after, just my body responding, on its own terms. After 2 weeks, I noticed my clothes fitting more comfortably. My stomach, once tense and tight, felt softer. I retained less water, felt less heavy by the afternoon, and woke up with more clarity. It wasn't about sudden weight loss. It was about regaining a sense of balance I had missed for far too long. And why does it happen? For me, the explanation is simple and logical. Lulutox isn't magic. It's a blend of herbs we've known for ages. Plants traditionally used to support digestion, reduce bloating, help the body eliminate excess fluid, and restore internal lightness. Nothing aggressive. Nothing that forces the body. It's like opening a window in a stuffy room, just enough fresh air for everything to begin working again. A gentle nudge toward balance. And in that gentleness, I found the deepest emotional impact. Because when the body begins to soften and respond, the mind follows. Those small physical improvements made space for something I hadn't felt in a long time: presence. I started eating more mindfully, drinking water more naturally, taking walks because I wanted to, not because I felt pressured. It was as if this quiet little tea reminded me of something essential. My body isn't my enemy. It had only been asking for help. There was one night, I remember it perfectly, when I closed my eyes while holding the warm cup and felt a wave of gratitude. For myself, for the simple decision to try something new. And that's when I realized the true value of this experience. It wasn't just about a flatter stomach or a calmer digestion. It was about reconnecting with my own body, gently and without guilt. Of course, it wasn't a perfect linear journey. There were days when the effect felt smaller, moments when I questioned whether it was worth continuing. But every real journey has these fluctuations. and that's what made the process feel so deeply human. Lulutox never promised to be a miracle. It offered something far more honest, a quiet tool to support my well-being, without extremes, without pressure. Looking back now, the biggest transformation wasn't physical. It was emotional. Not expecting miracles, but allowing yourself a different kind of care, softer, more intimate, more compassionate. It's funny. Sometimes change begins with something that seems so small. If you want to learn more about Lulutox, the link is in the description. Maybe this will be your way of rediscovering the lightness you've been missing. And who knows, the beginning of a new chapter with yourself, with more calm, more presence, and more love for your own body. Yes, my stomach feels calmer, my body less swollen, my energy more centered. But more than that, I feel connected to myself again, more aware of my choices, more forgiving with my imperfections, more present in my own body. And this renewed sense of calm, is priceless. If you're reading this because you feel something similar, that persistent discomfort, that quiet frustration, that sense that your body is asking for relief, maybe it's worth giving yourself the same chance.